And I'm here on a mission of mercy. Money's out there, you pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you. Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention? Put that coffee down. Put that coffee down. That's my name. That's my name.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
Only one thing counts in this life. Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
What's up, fam? It is Monday, and another week of Ask Me Any Damn Thing. Same Ronell, another Monday, different voice. Different voice. Yeah, I spent the weekend under the weather. Still a little bit under the weather, but it's go time. And you guys know when it's time to go, we got to do what we got to do, make it happen. Let me know where you're checking in from. We are live as always on LinkedIn. We are on YouTube, and we are on Facebook. If you ever miss one of these episodes and you want to check in or see what it was about, see what I talked about, you can always go to shutthehellupandSell.com website, where all of the previous episodes of the Ask Me Anything are available, as well as all of the episodes of our podcast, which is killing it right now, the Shut the Hell Up and Sell podcast. So all those previous episodes are available on the website. You can listen to it on anywhere. I mean, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, a few other places. Anywhere you listen to, we're there. So make sure you check for that. This week we have Leslie Venitz on, and man, she was fire. Just like all of the guests. One of the things I love about doing this podcast, the Shut the Hell Up and Sell podcast, is I get the opportunity to talk to other sales leaders and just bring out those little tidbits of vulnerability and honesty. And the more vulnerable, the more honest they are, man, just more magic. Like everyone brings a certain level of that, but just some folks are just more comfortable with it than others. So it's less of me pulling it out, and they're just, and Leslie's one of those people, man. She just came with the fire, and I didn't have to do much poking and prodding to get her to share. So make sure you guys check that out. Hey, also wanted to give a shout out to IT Expo. Last week I was at an IT Expo, and it was love, man. It was just love everywhere. So thank you to all of you that came up to me, told me how much you love the book, and how much you value, my voice. And although it usually sounds better than this, anyway, how much you value my voice on platforms like this, and the impact that we're making out there. So thank you all for sharing that with me. It means a lot. you guys inspire me as much as I hope that I inspire you a little bit. So I appreciate that. What else? Couple of things before we get into today's topic. Oh yeah, the book. It's on audio. We're on audio now, man. So make sure you go get that audio book. It is on Audible. I think a few other platforms. I think Apple's platform, but it is on Audible, and it is narrated by yours truly. And I got to tell you guys, the process of just I've learned so much in just the process of first writing the book and really be able to. I'm used to platforms like this. I'm used to short form video, short form, copy and post and things like that. So you communicate things in a certain way. But being able to write the book and do something long form just allowed me to communicate in a way that I hadn't been able to communicate before. And it was such a cool process. So the next level of that and doing the audiobook and sitting in the studio and reading these words that had written was just another level. So if you've enjoyed the book, you're going to absolutely enjoy the experience of the audio as well. I think I enjoyed the process of making the audiobook. And again, just for me, I just feel like it just hits a little bit different. So I hope you guys get the opportunity to check that out. And for those of you that are part of our live audience, please let me know where you're at. Check in. Those that are on replay, I appreciate you guys just as much. And if you ever have questions, things you want answered during the AMA, feel free to send those to me either through direct message or put them in the comments, and I'll make sure that either myself or one of my folks are like combing that to make sure that we get those questions answered. All right, it's tea sipping time because I'm under the weather. I may be under the weather, but the show must go on. So that's something I learned early on in my sales career. And I don't know, I feel like in some ways, this is something that people are missing a little bit today. I love the advantages that we have. I love the attention to the worker and all that. And, people get more PTO, they get more, leave and things of that nature. But, I came up in an environment where our teammates depended on you. So if you weren't working, someone else had to fill your role. And so because of that, like I prided myself on never taking off, never took off, never was sick. And even to this day, I have so many people that depend on me that it takes a lot for me to fully check out. And I rarely ever fully check out. There's good and bad to that, right? Like there's sometimes I probably should check out for my own well-being, but I don't know, man. I just feel like that spirit of teamwork and camaraderie and knowing that people depend on you, in some ways, maybe it's getting lost a little bit, right? People are getting a little selfish. And I think that hurts business. I think that hurts us as individuals and our own personal growth. Not what I intended to talk about today, but got me thinking about it a little bit, so I'm over here nursing my own little sickness, but I'm show up for you guys. I will show up for one of you or 1,000 of you. This is how I operate. This is how we built this brand, Business and Bourbon. Shut the hell up and sell. And by the way, guys, exciting announcement tomorrow. I can't say it because they don't want me to say it till tomorrow, but make sure you're checking social tomorrow. There's some exciting announcements involving your boy. All right. So what I really wanted to talk about today was mentorship and the importance of it. So this morning as I'm posting, doing a post to promote this week's podcast episode, again, featuring Leslie, and the quote is really focused on mentorship. And the point that she's making in this clip is that mentorship doesn't always necessarily look the way that you think it'll look, right? Like there are opportunities for mentorship that aren't like that traditional um, I don't know, perception of mentorship that we have, which is, someone puts their arm around you and kind of guides you along. And so what she's saying in that is that there are people that are at different levels, different stages in your life, play different roles, some small roles, whatever you can get some mentorship from. And I would agree with her. There are. But um, there's tremendous benefit in having that traditional, like old school mentorship um, that I see so much of now. And that I see that I mentor many folks, and I have mentored for a long time. And that's one of the cool things about, I think, these younger generations today is that I see so many in the professional world that are looking for mentorship and out doing outreach to people they feel could be mentors for them. And then they have the technology that helps facilitate that. When I was 20 years old, we didn't really have that technology. Like, I'd have to go like find somebody, and that is like a mission impossible for me at the time. So, anyways, I'm making this post and I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking about mentorship. I started to reflect a little bit. I'm like, man, what mentor relationships do I feel like I've had over the course of my life and career? And I came to the conclusion that I really didn't. And I know that may not hit right with some people, but here's how I see mentorship. Now there are people that have come across, that have impacted my life, taught me things. But most of those relationships were relationships of mutual benefit. Um, they had something to gain by my involvement in whatever it was that they were doing. That's just facts. I've always tried to be a very valuable person, and when you're valuable, people will, um, want to capitalize on that value. And this isn't a negative thing; it just is what it is. And then they're willing to invest something in that because there's value on the outside. Anyway, back to the mentorship thing. So for me, that mentor, it's someone that has walked the path that you're about to walk and can relate to what it is that you're going through or going to go through, and to help provide you some guidance to make it easier for you, or to expedite your path to success. That's that's what mentorship is in my opinion, like that traditional, like old school mentorship. So as I was thinking about, I'm like, man, I hadn't really had it. And that was because I didn't have really anyone that in my professional life that could understand anything that I've gone through or was going through in those moments. And most of those people that I might have considered somewhat of a mentor again, those were relationships that were mutual benefit. They were business relationships. We can really have those honest and vulnerable conversations, because they couldn't really understand my path is different than theirs. Okay, so why am I sharing this today? I'm not sharing this because I want empathy for what it is that I've been through, because I don't need that, because I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, guys. Uh, Google me. I'm doing okay. That sounded really pretentious. It was a joke, so don't take it too serious. But I'm doing all right. But I say this because I feel like it is so important, and I think it's part for me. It's why it's so much a part of my core to be a mentor and a coach, and to help those that want to be helped, and that I can understand their journey and their path, and I just see the importance of it, the how impactful it can be, and how maybe impactful it would have been for me. I learned a lot of hard lessons, and if I would have had that sort of mentorship, maybe it would have expedited some of my success, but also helped me through some of those real rough patches that I had to traverse on my own. So, on this Monday AMA, Monday motivation, I want to encourage you guys to be that person for someone else, if not for any other reason that it fills your cup. It'll fill your cup to impact and help others. It has for me. Um, I don't I don't want people to have to go through some of the things that I've gone through to get to the whatever point it is I am in my career in life. If I can help people, I want to do that. And one of the things I've learned through my business and the people I've mentored and coached that were either in my business or not in my business is that that's been the most fulfilling thing. Even to this day, when people send me a text or send me a message out of the blue and just tell me how much I've impacted their life, um, that was far more fulfilling than whatever money I made that month that I impacted their life. I don't remember because money comes and money goes, but like that sort of thing, that at least for me, that's what makes me feel fulfilled at the end of the day. And there's a need for it. There is a need for it. So as you're looking at how to get motivated this week, looking how to get your week started, how to go kick it, how to go kick some ass out there, I would think about, one of the ways to fill your cup and to get yourself motivated is to be an inspiration to somebody else, to help somebody else, to put something into someone else without any expectation of return, without any ulterior motive other than to serve, to give, to coach, and to mentor. When you do that, it will fill your cup and it will give you the energy. It will give you those good vibes. It will give you those. It will give you. I can't think of a better way to put it. Then yeah, it'll give you that energy to go out there and do what it is that you need to do to be successful in your own right. Right? It'll give you that right. Not motivation is the wrong word to put it. Although this is the AMA where we're talking about motivation. It fills your cup, gets you inspired. At least it does for me. So when I get those random texts, when I get those random messages, it lets me know I'm doing something right and makes me that much more fired up to go out there and keep doing business the way that I do it. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to do on this week's AMA, this Monday, February 20th. Go be a mentor without any expectation for return. Just go pour into somebody else. And you'll find that it'll get you fired up. It'll get your cup filled up and get you energized and inspired. All right, let me check in right quick, see what's going on here. Yeah, guys, I am sick this Monday a little bit. I was more sick over the weekend. It's just like it's ending right now, but I just sound like shit, but I'm actually I'm much better. And yeah, I don't have COVID. I just got normal sickness. It still exists. Normal sickness. All right. One thing about this platform, I'm not gonna say which platform I'm using because I don't want to diss these guys because I like a lot of the features on their platform for streaming, but I have a difficult time connecting with comments and things. So I got a lot of different pages and profiles and stuff. Anyway, the comments and things don't flow through always, so I got to actually go get manually on these platforms to connect with you guys. So if you're commenting, I appreciate you. If you're just you're hanging out and just lurking, I appreciate you guys too. Hopefully I'm bringing a little bit of value to you this Monday morning and getting you inspired to go get it. We are in the last full week of the month, so now's the time. I did have an extra long meeting with my team this morning and one of my businesses, one of the sales teams, because it's not been a great February. So got to get everybody ready to go, finish strong, because at the end of the day, this is a marathon, guys. So until that last bell sounds, Oh, we're still running and we're running through the tape. So just because we haven't hit the numbers that we need to hit thus far does not mean we will not hit those numbers by the time the race is over. Trying to pull this up. Bear with me, my friends. And again, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you are checking in from, I appreciate you guys. I'm having a little like communication issue with the platforms, but which I like. One reason I like doing this is I just like the dialogue back and forth with different folks on different platforms. That's a lot of fun for me. So sometimes it sucks just talking to myself because I can't really see all the comments. Although I just had one flow through. Jeremy, what's going on, brother? Thanks for checking in, and thanks for lurking. If you guys again have not picked up the audiobook, I would encourage you to. Please do so. If not for anything, if you dig what I'm about, you dig what the brand's about. This is just a way to further support us. But it's for me. That's how I am a, what do they call it? Basically the type of person that learns better by doing. Right? I forget what that's called. Anyway, so an experiential learner or something like that. Anyway, so audio is a great way for me to consume. Um, I'll self admit, like sitting down to read a book is sometimes problematic for me because I think a lot about a lot of different things. So I have sometimes a difficult time bringing the focus to that for as long as I'd like to. So audio works great for me. So all of the books that I have over here on my shelf, I have those that are available in audio. I have them all in audio. So it's another way of a better way for me to consume. And if the author is taking the time to narrate it themselves, I feel like it's even a better way to receive it, right? Like, so that was what was fun for me in doing the audio for this book is just being able to like, it's almost like it brings the words to life a little bit more off the page, right? Because it's not like some rando dude that's narrating it, but it's like the guy that actually wrote it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I encourage you guys to check that out. Please get the audiobook if you don't have and you still have to get the paperback too, because you got to have it. Like all the books that I have on audio, I still try to get on paperback just or hardcover just because, I don't know, there's just something about having something tangible. Especially in a world where tangible things are increasingly, there's less of them, right? So having something tangible is really cool to me. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking in this week. Again, this is the AMA Ask Me Anything with Ronell and the not so great voice today, but hey, I show up. So if there's anything other than, I talked about mentorship and everything, it's part of the motivation thing, but I want you guys to take something else from this. I'm here. I show my ass up and I show up every damn day. It's what I do. You want to be successful? You want to you want to aspire to do, some of the things that I've done or doing. A major part of being successful is just showing up every damn day. Show up. And then every now and then you show out. Show up and show out, but showing up every damn day. And that's something that I learned early on in my career, man. From my very first sales job at Morgan Jewelers, number 5. Shout out to the Morgans. If you took a day off, you're impacting somebody else. Somebody else has to show up. Somebody else has to fill in for you. And so you didn't take days off unless you really need it. Man, let me tell you guys something. I can remember getting wisdom teeth. Got my wisdom teeth out. And my wife, we were just newly married at the time. Anyway, I got my wisdom teeth out. And where did I go right after I got my wisdom teeth out? To work. I know that probably wasn't the smartest thing, but that's what it was. That's the sort of commitment. I'm not saying that that's that's the smartest thing to do, but when you have that sort of commitment to team and success and, and care about others, I mean, that sort of thing will fuel you to success. You know what I'm saying? And so I learned back then, actually, I don't think we were married yet. Maybe I was 20, whatever. And what I learned back then is that you show up. You show up. And so I've always showed up to this day. I show up and I'm showing up for you guys right now. So whether it is, 1,000 of you or 10 of you, it doesn't matter. What's going on, Val? I see Val checking in on Facebook. That is my cousin. I hope that you're doing fantastic. I really do. And please give my best to on my extended family up there. Yeah, guys. So again, this is what we do once a week. I do it for 30 minutes. It's Ask Me Anything. We go live on Facebook, um, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and it's just my opportunity to engage and answer any questions that you guys may have about the book, questions you have about business, sales, marketing, whatever. Bring them on. If I do not get them live, no worries. We'll get them answered in the next week's edition. So just if you're watching this on replay, just plug your questions in there. I'll comb the comments for those, and we'll make sure that to get those addressed next time. I want to give you guys heads up on a couple of other things. Again, tomorrow we've got a really exciting announcement, so make sure that you're on LinkedIn and you check this out. As yeah, super exciting announcement regarding your boy and some industry news. I'm not supposed to say anything until tomorrow, so I won't say anything until tomorrow, but make sure you pop on LinkedIn. You'll see what we're talking about. Outside of that, what else is going on that I need you guys to know about? Oh yeah, we'll have here the first of my I can't remember my marketing folks. They're I don't know what the date is. But the 1st of March, we'll be doing our first webinar of the year, which is how to getting the right job. I forget the title, but it's basically about, guys, I'm sick. All right. I can't remember everything, but it's now I remember, make your next job your best job. And so we're going to be bringing on some leaders on to have a conversation about that and just how to really be more strategic in not only your job search, but to be more intentional about how to make sure that you're getting your next opportunity as the best fit for you, and understanding. I'm a big advocate of just, that's the wrong way to put it. I've always been about understanding that jobs are they're a business arrangement, right? They have to be mutually beneficial. And so one of the things I've always done with when I interview people for my companies is I treat it that way. When I'm sitting down, I'm interviewing someone, I'm like, I'm straight up, hey, listen, this is a business arrangement. It has to work for us and it has to work for you. And so I've always gone extra lengths to make sure they understand what's going on in our world, and to make sure that it's a good fit for them before, we ever come to an agreement. So I've done things like, here's a little hint, or not a hint, but here's a little tip for some of you guys that are hiring managers out there. I've been always involved my team in doing like peer interviews, except they are not interviews, and I don't call them interviews. So one of the things that I've always liked to do when we hire people for sales is and you guys, this absolutely isn't a foreign like idea, and some of you have probably done it, but maybe not done it with the same sort of intentionality that I've done it. So like, we'll do peer interviews, except they're not peer interviews. I want individuals to spend time with someone that does the job that they're going to do. Okay. And so they'll spend time with that person. And the idea behind that is I want them to ask them questions. I want them to figure out I want them to learn about the job. I want to disarm them a bit, because when they're meeting with me, they know I'm the boss. And so they're going to be kind of not only on their best behavior, but they're going to be super accommodating. But when they're with someone that's a peer and they're just talking about the gig, they're going to be a little bit disarmed. And so they're going to ask the questions that they should be asking me, right? About the job, hey, what's it like this? What's it like to do this? And so, that's a way of one, helping them to come to a better decision as to whether we're a good fit for them. And for two, it also helps me because my the person I've got them paired up with, while they are not interviewing them, they are evaluating them for me, right? And so when the person is a little bit disarmed, now they're able to better understand, or to get a better feel for, or better to articulate to me um a little bit more about what that person's like, what they care about, things like that, things that they probably wouldn't say to me. But it's very important that, I think, for it to work, that both parties know that it is not a interview, right? Like, that my employee, or the person I'm pairing up with, they're giving me information. I'm not soliciting them for their feedback. They're not making the decision. Um, I just want information. And I want them to be able to provide that other person information. Anyway, that's just a little bit of insight into something that I've done in the past. It's been pretty successful for me. These are sort of things that we're going to talk about. One of those things. And when we do this webinar, we're going to speak to two audiences. We're going to speak to folks that are potentially in the market, and we're going to speak to leaders too. Maybe help folks coach you up a little bit, and how to make sure that you get people that are going to be a good fit for you as well. Because again, it's a business relationship. That's how I always looked at it. It's two parties. It's got to fit for both. So how do you ensure that you're setting yourself up for success if you're on either side of that? So that's what that's about. All right, guys, it is the bottom of the half hour, and it, as always, this is a joy, but I got work to do. So our 30 minutes is up. Like my therapist says, it's time to go. Okay, he's not that harsh. But again, I appreciate you spending time with me. If you have questions, you have things you want to know, you can DM me. You can put them in the comments. We'll get to them next week. My voice will hopefully be much better at that point in time. And again, don't forget, go back to LinkedIn tomorrow. If you don't have the audiobook yet, go get that. If you don't have the paperback, that is on Amazon as well. And we absolutely appreciate you guys' support on that. With that said, it has been a ton of fun, as this always is. I wish you guys a fantastic week. Get your Monday started off with a bang, and finish extremely strong. And yeah, you need a little bit more motivation, go hop onto the podcast, Shut the Hell Up and Sell podcast. This week is featuring Leslie Venetz. Peace out, guys. Have a great week.